Did you know that not having emotional boundaries doesn't just leave you feeling drained? It can actually cause chronic stress, anxiety, and even illness. And here's the most surprising part. Many people think they're setting boundaries, but what they're actually doing is building walls or bottling up. So if you've ever felt overwhelmed, used, or emotionally exhausted, this message is for you. Welcome to Positive Viber, where we protect peace like it's gold. Today's topic is life-changing. How to build emotional boundaries that actually work. Not boundaries that create conflict, but boundaries that create calm. Let's begin with this. We're taught to be kind, available, and giving. But no one teaches us how to protect our emotional space. So what happens? You say yes when you mean no. You smile when you're hurt. You keep showing up, even when you're running on empty. And afterward, you feel resentment, bitterness, burnout. Sound familiar? You're not broken. You're just boundary starved. Let's clear something up. Emotional boundaries aren't about keeping people out. They're about keeping yourself safe within. They're the invisible lines that say, this is what I accept, and this is what I don't. They're not walls, they're filters. They allow love in, but block manipulation, guilt, and emotional chaos. But here's the challenge. Most people don't know they have a boundary problem until it's too late. They just feel exhausted, resentful, misunderstood, and they can't figure out why. So let's start by identifying the signs that your boundaries need work. Signs of weak emotional boundaries. You feel responsible for other people's emotions. You avoid saying no, even when you're overwhelmed. You replay uncomfortable conversations in your head. You say yes out of guilt, not love. You feel used, but blame yourself for it. If this sounds like you, take a breath. This isn't your fault. You were never taught how to protect your energy, but you're about to learn. So let's go deeper. Step 1, understand what emotional boundaries actually are. Emotional boundaries are the internal rules you create about what behaviors you will and won't tolerate, what emotional energy you will or won't absorb, what kind of communication feels safe and respectful. You set these boundaries not to control others, but to honor yourself. Step 2, get crystal clear on your limits. Before you speak a single word to others, check in with yourself. Ask, what topics feel triggering? What tone or language shuts me down? What time, space, or behavior do I need to feel safe? Write these down. Clarity creates confidence. Step 3, communicate with calm, not conflict. You don't need to yell, argue, or prove anything. Use phrases like, I'm not available for that right now. I'd rather not discuss that. Let's pause this for now. It's overwhelming me. Stay calm, stay kind, but stay firm. Because here's a powerful truth. You don't have to explain your boundaries to anyone who benefits from you not having any. Step 4, anticipate pushback. That's normal. Here's what no one tells you. When you first set boundaries, people will test them. Not always because they're toxic, but because your no is new. Don't let their discomfort shake your decision. You're not being dramatic. You're being protective. You're not rejecting them. You're returning to yourself. Step 5, detach without drama. Sometimes, the most powerful boundary isn't spoken, it's shown. You stop explaining. You stop overextending. You stop shrinking. And you just start being unavailable for anything that drains your soul. This is called silent self-respect. And it's magnetic, the science behind boundaries. Now let's talk science, because this isn't just emotional fluff. Studies show that people with clear emotional boundaries have lower cortisol levels, sleep better, experience less anxiety and depression, are more productive and focused, attract healthier relationships. Why? Because your brain and body feel safe when you're not carrying everyone's emotions on your back. Boundaries send a message to your nervous system. I've got you. You're safe now. And here's the magic. When you start enforcing emotional boundaries, you begin to glow differently. You no longer feel guilty for choosing rest. You no longer fear losing people who disrespect your energy. You no longer shrink to fit into someone else's comfort zone. You expand. You rise. You become you without apology. And guess what? The right people will respect that. They'll adjust, support, or step aside. And you'll be left with peace. Final truths to remember. Boundaries aren't selfish, they're sacred. You're not too sensitive. You're finally listening to your nervous system. Saying no doesn't make you unkind, it makes you clear. You don't owe anyone access to you just because they expect it. You are allowed to walk away. You are allowed to disconnect. You are allowed to protect your energy like your life depends on it. Because in many ways, it does. If you've started setting boundaries, let us know in the comments. What's one boundary that changed your life? And if this message hit your heart, watch our next video. You deserve love. You deserve space. You deserve you.